Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another Smite God review. In this episode I'll be doing Hades. As you see, I do have a full skin for him. Play him somewhat often. Got rank 2. He's a pretty cool guy. So let's go right into the skills. Hades' passive is called Blight. Hades' normal staff attack apply a debuff to the enemy called Blight. This debuff stays on the target and can be refreshed. If an enemy is afflicted by Blight, each of Hades' other powers will have additional effects to it. It does last for 5 seconds, so it's not too bad. His one is Death from Below. This allows him, instead of like getting blinked for Ares or blink Ymir type of thing, Hades has his one. Basically allows him to move through the ground like a blink and pop up and deal damage to anybody around them. It'll also apply a slow if they are blighted. And that lasts for 2 seconds. Hades 2 is a cone effect. It's called Shroud of Darkness. All this is really a silence. If the enemy has a blight on them, then they'll be feared for a couple of seconds. His 3 is Devour Souls. It's a AoE all around them. It deals damage. And if there are blighted enemies around him, he'll be healed. And it will only heal him, so it will not heal his allies, so keep that in mind. But this does allow him to have a little bit more sustain. Similar to like Sobex 3, you can get heals from that, but not too many other tanks have heals. I think it's only those 2 tanks that have heals, self-heals that is. Finally, Hades' ultimate is Pillar of Agony. It's an area. It's not as big as Ares' ulti or Ymir's ulti, but pretty much he drags everybody that's around him towards him, and they cannot get out. It deals a damage over time, 0.5 seconds for every 4 seconds. The damage scaling is 45 to 105. He also is granted protection for himself, because he is just a standing target. Yeah, he deals damage, but this helps him survive his ulti. If the enemy is blighted, they will have protections debuffed. So that is important to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and buy some items. If that would, there we go. And yep, let's go. So here's the range of his one. Pretty wide range for where he deals damage. So you don't have to worry about buying blink. You just kind of do this. Not like that. Deal damage. Pretty cool. Nothing special. Here's the range of his silence, which is actually pretty wide. I didn't think it would be that big. It's been a while since I played Hades. There's this cool little death animation. Pile of bones right there. Alright, so his one also goes through walls, barriers, such as you will know when your target is blighted by the little shroud effects that they have around them, as we see there. And here's the range of his ulti. So, good combo is use your one, get in there, and drag them in dealing damage. And now this does not prevent the enemy gods to not use movement skills such as Cupid's Flutter or Sobek's Charge, or anybody that has a leap or charge, they can still use it while being attacked by Hades' ultimate. So when you bring in somebody with your ultimate as Hades, make sure they don't have any movement skills, or they used it previously. So you can see the heals there. Not too bad heals. It's similar to Sobek's heals. But yeah, that's important to watch how a lot of people can get out of Hades' ultimate, so it's not the best ulti for tanks, but nice. Silence will also interrupt. Let's say Anubis was casting his his one, his bug spray that he's doing at me. If I would have silenced him, that would have canceled that. Much like other gods with silence, it will automatically interrupt the spell casting as long as it's not an ultimate with CC immune. So what I noticed with a lot of people that play Hades, they like to go Mage Hades. I personally don't think this is the greatest idea. Yeah, your ulti gives you protection, so you can somewhat use it, but it's just you become way too squishy with your ultimate because you're standing still. You can't do anything. And yes, you can cancel your ultimate while you're doing it, but by then you typically get hit by, let's say, Raw's ultimate, Quang's ultimate, Nuba's ultimate. It's a mess. So expect to die when you're casting your ultimate. Also, his scaling isn't that high as far as HP compared to other tanks like Ymir. So that's very important to know. Another cool item to get as Hades is Bancroft's Talon. I'll show you that here if you don't know what it is. That is. Bancroft's Talon is all the way down here. What's cool about this item on Hades is you do take a lot of damage when you are Hades and you do your ultimate. So this allows you to have some lifesteal, a lot of power, and also the passive is really important because you will lose health. This also increases your magical power, in turn making ultimate hurting more while you're casting it. So that is a good item to have. Most of the recommended is pretty decent for Hades, so if you're new to Hades, recommended is not that bad. Let's take a quick glance at it. Void Stone, yeah, that's important because you are pretty often close to the enemy, so this debuff aura helps that out. Spirit of Magus, I wouldn't say it's the best item for Hades, but you can use it. Wall of Absolution, that is really good because of the passive you do get hit a lot as Hades. Stone of Gaia, it's alright. What's really missing from this recommended is health. You have no health items, so be sure you do get health items to complement your defense, or else your defense is just useless if you have no health. So as we saw there, the enemy on her was able to leap while being sucked in. So yeah, just be careful of that. People will get out. So be ready to cancel your ultimate and go chase if need be. I was going with some random items right now. See if I'm missing anything. Cooldown reduction is something you may want to get because people will tend to get beads or Aegis against you. Not really Aegis, beads more likely. Because I don't know. It's ultimate. It's all alright. It's fine. It's nothing. But yeah, get at least 1 or 2 cooldown items for Hades, so you can do that ultimate. There's the fear there. They can't do anything. Cool item. Hades 3 on the other hand does deal some decent damage if you have a little bit of magical power. Like I said, that Bancroft's Talon will help out quite a bit. Skill prioritization. So when I play Hades, at least, I mainly put points into my 3, my 2, ulti at all times, and of course my 1 as you see what I'm doing now. Like I said in my previous videos, any guy that has just movement skills, I really don't focus that too much because sometimes they will have mana scaling on it or cooldown scaling. So I like to have my movement up at most times anyway. So that's important to have. 3 just does a lot of damage. So like let's say you're ulting and your ulti finish and there's somebody really low that you pulled in. Pop your 3 and that should, if not, will just guarantee the kill if they're really low. If that doesn't work, then you can always pop your 2. That way they can't use any movement abilities away from you or get away. That was very interesting. Let's keep them in here. See the damage ticks. Not too bad. Not too bad. And if tower, I mean, if the Phoenix wasn't there, my 3 would have finished him. So yeah, he's a really good tank most of the time anyway. He's not played too much in arena. I just when I faced him. Actually, arena probably the more common compared to conquest. Conquest tanks are mainly let's say Ymir, Sobek, Bacchus, and Athena, and Nijash is standing in the sky again. Just so majestic up there. That's awesome. So that would pretty much cover all of Hades. I don't really have a recommended build because I haven't been playing them that much recently, so I don't know what would be the next best items. But the Hades that I do see that do well mainly have Bancroft's Talon, a couple defense items, especially the Void Stone, and that is it. So that will be it for Hades God review. Hope you guys enjoyed and hope this helps you out. To newer players, this is not for the older players that know what's going on. This is for the newer people to Smite and to Hades, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.